Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. White chocolate mud cake is perfect for white chocolate lovers like me. This cake is moist and dense, yet light and sandwiched between layers of fluffy and silky white chocolate Swiss meringue frosting. Let's begin with the cake batter. We're going to be adding some white chocolate to some milk, and we're going to microwave this until it's perfectly melted. Into a large mixing bowl, we're going to be adding some flour and running that through a sift. Then we're going to be adding some baking powder and salt. Whisk that to help everything combine. In a separate bowl, we're going to be adding some butter and sugar, and we're going to be creaming this for about 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Add some vanilla extract and mix that in before you add 3 large eggs. Once those are well combined, you want to add half of your dry ingredients and half of your wet ingredients, and you're going to mix that just until you can see no dry ingredients. Then you're going to repeat this with the remaining ingredients. Wasn't that simple, guys? Our batter is done. Now I have 2 8-inch cake tins. I'm going to spray the bottom and sides with oil spray, and I'm going to line the bottom with baking paper. Pour our batter into each cake tin, splitting it evenly between the two. We're going to bake these both at the same time in the middle rack for 40 minutes. While our cake is baking, I am excited to share with you that today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, develop existing interests, and get lost in creativity. I get messages all the time about how I create my images, how I shoot my videos, and how I develop and edit my videos. Well, Skillshare has tons of quality classes that can help you on your way to mastering all of those things and more. One of my other interests besides food is tech, and one of my favorite YouTubers, Marques Brownlee, who makes incredible tech reviews, has a class all about how to make amazing content on YouTube, which I've watched more than once. Skillshare is a great place for learning how to develop your artistic skills, how to master food photography and lighting, and it's a really fun space to learn from amazing, talented professionals. So whether you're looking to fend off boredom, focus on self-care through creativity, or join a similarly creative community, Skillshare is the place to keep you learning. And the first 100 people to use the link in the description box below will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it's only $10 a month. So a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Let's move on to making our delicious white chocolate Swiss meringue buttercream. Add some white chocolate and heavy cream to a large mixing bowl. We're going to microwave this until it's completely melted. Set that aside to cool at room temperature. Let's move on to preparing our egg whites. Now we're going to be slowly cooking these on top of a pot of boiling water. Add your egg whites to a big glass bowl or metal that fits on top of it, but make sure the water's not touching the bottom of the bowl. You're going to add some sugar in there as well, and you're just going to whisk this until the sugar dissolves. Once that has, you're going to whip this up on high speed. I'm using an electric hand mixer to do that, and it's going to be perfectly white and silky and glossy and thick. Then you're going to ruin that by adding some butter, and you're going to notice that this is quickly going to turn into soup. That's completely normal. For this recipe, by the time you've added all your butter in there, this is going to turn into the silkiest, whitest, most delicious frosting ever. Once it has gone perfectly white, you're going to add your white chocolate ganache, which is cooled down, and we're going to mix that in there until everything is really well combined. Our cake's baked beautifully. Now, there's a lot of sugar in this cake, especially from the sugar and the white chocolate, so these do caramelize a fair bit. We're going to trim the tops off and then trim them in half. I'm using a cake leveler to help me do that, and today I'm also going to be using a cake turntable. These things are great for cake decorating, they make it so much easier. We're going to be adding a little bit of frosting on top of our serving plate, and then we're going to add the first layer of cake. We're going to add some more frosting on top of that, and we're going to spread that around nice and flat before we add the next layer of cake. You're going to repeat that until you have all your cake layers on top. Then we're going to crumb coat this cake. It's completely optional, but definitely recommended because you end up with nice, clean frosting on your final layer of frosting. Once you've got that frosting on there nice and thin, we're going to pop this in the fridge to chill for at least 1 hour. Then we're going to finish this with our final layer of beautiful white Swiss meringue chocolate frosting. Pretty sure those words shouldn't be in that order, but this is absolutely delicious. And guys, I love how rustic this looks too. It's so much easier to decorate this way. I hope you guys enjoyed spending time with me, and if you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure you visit my brand new website, which I may or may not have, but definitely did, update. So go check it out, go check out the recipes that are on there. This recipe is not on there yet, but it's in the description box below and will be on my website shortly. Thank you so much, have a lovely day, and I'll see you all on the next episode of the Scran Line.